So where we're at now is we got a couple pulls in. We had tuned this setup before, so we're just kind of coming back in with some changes and checking it out. So what you see here is blue line is torque, red is horsepower, and this black trace here is air fuel. We have it kind of spread out a little bit so that we can see the data a little better. As we fine tune the air fuel, we'll kind of spread this out a little bit more and more. So as you can see, it looks worse, but really it's because we're really stretching the data versus, you know, most people would show you a graph, you know, it looks something like that. So we're not doing that. We're in the tuning process, so we want to see the air fuel up close, see what it's doing. So you can see here between fuel pressure compensation and the volumetric efficiency map and fueling maps, we're coming in a little bit rich, kind of jumps up, comes back down, and leans out a little bit up top. When we say lean out, the leanest condition we really see is about 11.5. So we're going to make some changes to the VE map. We're going to make some changes to fueling, get it smoothed out, keep the car happy, and kind of go from there. For pump gas, huh?
Dude, that's crazy for pump gas.
26 pounds up pump.
I didn't think it was possible.
That's a 93?
Yeah.
Holy fuck!
Now, just to be clear, the way this dyno is set up to read right now is the top number here is going to be the Mustang, and this is a 15% correction to give a simulated dyno jet number. So if you were to look at these numbers on a Mustang dyno, it'd be 558 wheel, 433 torque, and then simulated dyno jet would be 639, 497. Just to clear that up, you know.
Yeah. Dude, that's awesome.
It's still a lot of power.
Yeah, that's a lot. Wow. STi that you just saw, it set a pump gas record, I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, correct me on it. But now we're going to go ahead and do the E85.
So today we came back, the customer broke the car in on 93 octane, they put a couple hundred miles on it, and finished doing the engine break-in. Some of our customers prefer to do it on 93 octane, just their method of breaking it in. Everybody has their own, so we won't get into which was best, but that's what he chose to do. So we're back here today. Got some miles on it. We got some ethanol into it now. So we just started doing some baseline pulls on ethanol, and right around 32 pounds, and a dyno jet number, I believe it's about 720-ish, somewhere around there.
Oh, hello.
So it's doing really, really well for the turbo, for the boost level. So we're going to turn it up a little bit more, get it to a happy point with the car, get it to meet the customer's goals, and leave it there.
When you bridge the gap in the tune from 93 to E85, how does Cobb address the flex fuel situation?
So they have an interpolation. So basically, you're going to go from a fuel scaler or an injector size at 0% ethanol, and then we're using a modifier to take it to E100. So there's the fuel curve from there, and then it interpolates preset by the tuner in a method from point A to point B. So you're going to have your interpolation, and anywhere on that slope is where it's going to, dictate land. So some tuners will choose to make their own based upon certain things.
Yeah.
Like for example, for fueling, you want it to remain different from E0 to E100, but maybe on ignition timing, you haven't tuned the car past 80% ethanol, so you want to cap it and let no additional timing past that. So you could actually dictate that per parameter, per boost cut, for wastegate, etc. So different tuners will do different things across the board to get it where they want to be. So they have a couple different ways you can address it, but the way it works is pretty cool. The fact that they did that in the stock ECU is even cooler.
So at what ethanol percentage would you say is the cutoff point? Like E50, E60 to where it reverts back to the 93 map?
So what we'll do is we'll probably, depending on the car, what the setup is, and the driver, believe it or not, we'll do it a little different. But typically we'll start blending ignition timing and boosting right as soon as it jumps past the 10%. So as soon as it's getting into 20 to 30, it's going to blend up. On an on an EJ, on a bigger build like this, we'll tune it as high as 85% ethanol. Past there, the gains versus the results on this specific engine are pretty negligible, so we're not going to push the cars. The customers aren't going to go buy, drums of E98 to drive around. So in most cases, the pump fuel is plenty sufficient, and we'll tune it up to 85%. So we'll tune it as low as we can, which locally is about anywhere from 9 to 10% on the ethanol content, even your 93 octane. And then we'll tune it at the highest pump available, which is usually about 85. We do carry E98, so if we have a car that's a little bit down on ethanol, we can bump it up a little bit and get the content up and get the tune to the right content.
Nice. Oh, that's very cool. All right, well, let's make some power.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. It's at 795. It's so close to 800. We're almost there. You gave it some more boost that time, didn't you?
A little bit.
Yeah, I could hear it in the blow-off valve. How much was that?
33 up top or something like that. Yeah.
43?
33.
Oh, 33.
Yeah.
Wow, so 33 pounds of boost, and it's at 795. That's pretty good. Oh, buddy. 812. Oh, he cracked 800. There it is.
Realized we're on the baby map.
Really?
Yeah, that was only the 25-pound map. So we'll pull over somewhere here and put on the big boy pants.